host. Today's episode is sponsored by Moonscreen. To keep your skin healthy, dermatologists recommend limiting your time in the sun. If you are going to be in the sun for an extended period of time, doctors suggest you wear sunscreen to protect yourself from the sun's harmful rays. But what about the moon? Why isn't there a product to help shield you from the potentially harmful glow of moon rays? Well, now there is. Presenting Moonscreen. If you're like me, you like to go to Central Park at 2 in the morning, strip naked in the middle of the Great Lawn, and moonbathe for a couple of hours. I always take my Moonscreen MPF 30 with me, and since I began using the product, I can safely report that I have suffered from absolutely zero moon burns. Hey guys, want to stay healthy, stay out of the moon. But when you can't, there's Moonscreen, the only thing protecting you from the moon.
I actually do use Moonscreen.
Okay, well, thank you. So today I am so excited to be joined by Syd Davis and Mike Holt, the New York City-based comedy duo Syd and Mike, who you might know from approximately 50 internet sketches. Their super sketchy show, Syd and Mike, recently enjoyed an incredibly successful festival run, including Holly Shorts in LA, Series Fest in Denver, and Tribeca Festival's Creators Market right here in New York City. Syd and Mike, welcome to Everybody Whispers.
Thank you so much for having us, Adam.
Thank you for having us.
We're so excited to be here.
Just try to keep it down. Alright, so, okay. Guys, you guys are a comedy duo, and you're both friends, so my first question for you is, do you have an easy time making friends?
In general or with each other?
Just like in general, like as an adult, like do you have an easy time making friends with other adults, or?
Yeah.
It's like going down.
It's okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I just want to get this out of the way. We didn't have enough of a budget for 2 microphones, so you guys have to share. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So this is the closest our faces have ever been to one another.
It's uncomfortable.
You guys are friends.
Yeah.
When did you become friends?
2011, 10 or 11.
It was 2010 in my reality. It was 2011 in Mike's.
Well, we might have met in 2010, but we probably weren't friends until 2011.
Adam, time is a construct.
It is. It so is.
It's been years. Let's put it that way. Everybody whisper.
I have a question. I just have to go.
Yeah.
Is it like...
Try to keep it down.
Wait, I'm trying. But is it whispering? Is it like, do you want a little voice?
No. Listen.
Okay, just a little bit of voice.
You're pushing it. But look, I want you to be comfortable.
I mean, look, this is fine, but I feel like I don't know if you can tell people's voices apart when they're whispering. So maybe if you just had a little undertone voice.
Just based off what you're saying, they're gonna know it's you.
Yeah, I know it's Syd. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody's fine.
I don't know if that was a small lady or a large man. I can't. I have no.
Speaking of voices, I want the audience to know that I met Syd and Mike's voices first before I met them on the app Clubhouse. Do you guys remember?
Shout out Clubhouse.
Shout out Clubhouse. I don't even know is it still a thing? Or people still?
I think it is.
There's a difference of does it exist and is it a thing? Those are two different things. It exists.
It exists.
What I loved about Clubhouse, you were right, you said earlier, it's kind of like it was for the time. It was meant for that time. And
Is there drinking?
you're fucking pushing it, brother. You're fucking pushing it. Anyway,
that librarian is gonna come back in here if we're not quiet and tell us that we're gonna have to leave the library. I know, she's gonna come back.
I remember on Clubhouse. That was fun, right?
We had a good time. Sid and I created a room in Clubhouse called Comedy Filmmakers Motivation Monday. That's where we met Adam.
Yes, that's where we motivated each other.
And then I found out that not only did we So we did some shows together at Studio 111 in Brooklyn. Shout out to Studio 111, Jim Muscarella.
Big Jim.
And that was fun too. And since then, you guys have had a very successful festival run with your pilot, Syd Mike, aptly named. How has this past year been for you, getting that pilot out there and going to these incredible festivals like Holly Shorts and Tribeca and Series Fest?
It was a learning experience.
It was fun. I mean, it was a great year. It was a lot of fun. I have a burp.
You're allowed to belch. It's okay.
We met a lot of people. It was really fun to see our stuff with an audience, because normally it's just like on Instagram and YouTube, and we don't see people watching it. And our co-creator Carl, the three of us, like we got to travel together, and it was fun.
So we came into this year, into 2022, with the mindset of going to as many festivals as we could with the project, and really seeing what we could get out of that system and that trajectory. And we really made some really amazing connections, and we pitched now in a lot of rooms, and we've had some real interest. So
Mike,
2023 is
that was inspiring.
looking good.
We got an idea of what people are looking for, and just maybe.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. We gotta keep it down. So, we really gotta fucking keep
It's
it down.
getting harder to do this.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mike.
Now you got this, Syd. You got it. Come on, you're doing great. You're doing so good. You got this, dude. Shh. What was the question?
You guys seem to have a really incredible dynamic and creative partnership. And what do you think that's owed to? Was there a confluence of events?
You're welcome.
Was there like a confluence of events that brought you all together? Or how did you guys all start figuring like this is it, we're gonna all work together?
Syd and I met in an acting class.
It was 2010 or 2011. Unclear.
By the way, you guys prove that men and women can be friends.
Just be friends, platonic friends since EST
It's
2010.
like having
or
a
11.
brother, like that family that just doesn't. They're just.
You can choose your family. You can choose your family.
So we met in an acting class, and we had this idea for a mockumentary called it was called Preparing to Lose, where we're trying to gain weight together to get on The Biggest Loser.
Mike, we have to remember this was like over 10 years ago.
I know. So anyway, so I was thinner at the time. So contextually, it made sense. Like now, I couldn't really be on the show. Back then, it was a stretch.
You look great, baby. You look great.
Anyway, we started writing together, and we wrote a whole entire script in about 2 days for this short, and we didn't realize that was something special until we later went our separate ways and tried to write with other people. What is that? That's a Mazda Miata. That's a 94 Miata for sure. I know that engine anywhere. Anyway, sorry. So when we went our separate ways to write with other people, we realized that what we had together, that was special. And then we came back together to write some more stuff, and we just realized that we had this chemistry that was effortless. It's just our.
Also, we were friends. Like we were always hanging out. We would always go out together, and I don't know. We just ended up hanging out all the time. And, we were raging hard.
Today's episode is sponsored by the Fife, the only fork and knife combo utensil on the market. Are you sick of living under the constraints of needing to use 2 pieces of silverware when you eat? I am, of course, referring to the fork and the knife. In 1874, before Samuel W. Francis invented the spork. It was a revolutionary idea at the time. Mr. Francis was an esteemed member of the upper crust, but he was also the special type of eccentric who looked at the spoon and the fork and thought, this is one too many utensils. Fast forward to today, and I say there are still too many utensils. Presenting to you the fife, the very first fork and knife combo. One side is a fork, the other side is an extremely sharp premium stainless steel knife. And yes, you need to be really, really careful when you use it. Why is it that utensil combinations such as the spork are only provided to those who cannot be trusted with sharp objects, such as prisoners and preschoolers? The spork is the utensil combo of yesteryear. Us adults and law-abiding citizens deserve a utensil that allows us to be freed of the constraints of a two-utensil system. Two utensils, cut it out. Sharpen your eating skills with the fife.
Adam, why are we whispering?
That's a good question, and we're going to get to that. I'm fully committed to giving you all the information necessary to move forward.
Is there a more important podcast going on in another part of this building that we have to be courteous of?
There's no other
I'm thinking maybe there's another podcast happening and we have to whisper in this one, or else we'll bleed into their better
I
podcast.
promise you, every podcast is more important than this podcast.
There's room for everybody.
Do they need a guest in the other podcast? Come on, let's get podcasts.
Okay, these guys are great. Please
Keep it down, Adam. Keep it down.
please look out for their show. Guys, I want to ask you one more question. Seriously, who are your biggest influences in comedy?
You're welcome.
Who are your biggest influences in comedy?
My biggest influences in comedy. I mean, there's just so many.
Well, how about like this? Like,
So many.
if you think of, I'll just give
I'm
you.
a student of comedy. That sounds
No, that's okay. You're in a safe space. It's okay.
The first movie that I remember watching on repeat over and over again was The Three Amigos. So there's a special place in my heart for Steve Martin and Martin Short, and Chevy Chase had a special place in my heart. And then the first thing that I really remember just blowing my mind was Eddie Murphy. Raw, just like I didn't know that was possible, and then I went back and found out about Richard Pryor.
For me, it comes back to like when I was a kid and the stuff that my parents were watching. When I grew up with Seinfeld, my mom loved Richard Pryor, was one of her favorites, but I was really into movies and TV more than I ever got into stand-up. And it was, when I look back, I'm thinking like, it was buddy stuff. I loved buddy stuff. Even like, someone asked me the other day, like, what's one of your favorite movies? I'm like, Dumb and Dumber. Like, there was a period of my life where I lived for that movie because it made me, I would watch it over and over because I just would forget. To be so stupid was just like, it was awesome. SNL and In Living Color also big in my house, like huge in my house.
Yeah, we could keep going. In Living Color like blew it off in the 90s. I mean, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence's show was like revolutionary. I don't know. So
Yeah.
I mean, when are we talking about now?
Nobody now.
Nobody. Syd is my comedic.
Mike. And we both really look up to Carl.
Last
And
question.
Adam.
Everybody whispers.
Something that I'm really inspired by you guys is like your tenacity, continuing to put out content, continuing to self-produce and hustle and hustle and hustle. What would you say to anyone who just doesn't feel like, if they have an idea and they don't know how to execute on it, what would you say to them?
Is there anything else that you want to do?
It's perfect. And that's the Motivation Monday.
I've got something serious.
Okay.
You just gotta do it, man. Just get it. I think Shia LaBeouf's No, but I mean,
Honestly, I was thinking though about it where there's something different because we are a team and we have a friendship of, I can't imagine, I was thinking this morning, doing all of this like by myself. You have to have people. You have to have people you love to work with. You have to have people on the same yourself. No, you can't. You have to have people.
Yeah, two things. Is that when you're writing something, just start writing and stop thinking about it in your head about what it could be and what it needs to be in the art. Just start writing. Start writing the scene that excites you the most. Start in the middle. Doesn't matter where you start, but just start writing, because you can always edit what you've written. Just get something down on paper, and then when you get into production, it's just shoot it. And the first thing that you do is probably going to not be great, but you're gonna learn so much. Well, the first thing that we did is fantastic. You can find it on YouTube. It's called Preparing to Lose. Don't go look for that. No, but anyway,
Mike has one more answer for the one
no,
more
it's
question.
no, and then what was the question? No, I'm kidding. No, and then it's what Syd said is surround yourself with people that are serious and that understand, what it means to put yourself out there creatively and respect you for that and want to see and want to help you get across the finish line, and be a part of that. And that's really the recipe.
I love that. And on that note, where can we find you guys on websites, social media, internet, technology?
My OnlyFans is Mike Does Drawings.
Yeah. And we are also Syd and Mike. Syd and Mike. I'm Syd, that's Mike.
SYD.
Yeah.
SYD, not SID.
And
SYD.
Mike like M-I-K-E,
Yes.
not M-I-C.
Not like a microphone.
Not like these microphones. Syd and Mike, thank you so much for being on Everybody Whispers.
Thank you, Adam. This was amazing and so fun.
My name's Adam Elliott. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Adam Elliott, everybody.
Bye.